So, but I'm also going to do something different. I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. Do you see it? Yes, we're live. Stephen the Medium, Steelix is
Are
here.
we live or
yeah,
are
what are we
we
going to do
alive?
tonight? We're going to entertain like you've never had entertainment before. That's what we're going to do. So, yeah, it's on here. Yes, it is. Entertainment before. That's what we're going to do. Here we go. Look at we're just like looking down and doing like we're working when people are coming on, like it's like we're in a glass house and everyone's just watching us, huh? So
We just
Costa
we're focused.
Ganu, that's a cool name. Hey Michelle and Donna and Vicky, how is everybody? I'm glad that we get to do this because there's certainly a lot going on here. So what the format's going to be tonight, we're going to have a painting class. So I'm going to be showing you how to paint. And you'll never come back to me again if I ever did that. Tanya, Carolina, and Patty, and Kathy. It's Jennifer and Linda, Alisa. How is everybody? Michelle's asking how mom is. I am going to do some readings in a moment, but I'm so fortunate that Elix is here, right? You get to be here, and
Yes,
Elix is here, and it's been, some people are asking how Elix's mom is, so
we're gonna talk a little bit about that. Hello, Susie.
Hey, Croaks.
Hi, Karen.
Hey, Christine.
So I guess I could just do that now, right?
Yes.
So I know, for those of you who are wondering, about my mom, many of you know my mom has had some significant health issues over the last several weeks. And I haven't been able to do my live radio show because I haven't been really mentally available to do that in dealing with my mom and in the situation in the hospitals and driving to Boston and caring for her. There's a whole lot going on. So just so for those of you who may just be listening for the first time, about on the February 3rd, my mom had a fall here at the house, and I happened to be with her shortly before the fall. I actually found her unconscious and unresponsive, and we took her to the hospital, and she suffered a brain bleed, and which is pretty serious, pretty significant. But my
At
mom,
97.
at 97 years old, and to be honest with you, at the hospital, she was almost written off, and everyone thought it was going to be the end. But my mother has always been very resilient and a fighter, and she came out of that, really with, bright. What's that expression? Flying colors.
In flying colors, yeah.
And so she came home and she was doing extremely well. I mean, it was a setback, nevertheless, because
she went to Spalding.
She went to Spalding
to rehab.
We're lucky to have Spalding rehab near our home, and it was a great place. But one of the things about having a bleed in your brain is my mom also have AFib, and she has been on blood thinners her whole life. So because of the bleeding in her brain, the blood thinners had to be removed. And we knew that doing so was a very risky situation because, she could have a stroke. But we also were between the rock and the hard place because if we didn't do that, she would die from the bleed in her brain. So we made that decision. She was on board. My mom has been cognitive and alert and making decisions along with us. And honestly, her brain was healing. She was almost at the point where she could restart her blood thinners. We had just gone to the cardiologist and to the neurologist, neurosurgeon, for a review of her brain, her CAT scan, and that was Thursday, 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
Thursday, and Friday night we went out to dinner. My cousin Eva Milagros was visiting. She was here with us. We went out to dinner, and my mom was just really doing great. She was loving it. She was excited and to be
Hmm.
able to go out. And then Saturday morning, I woke up as the usual. I go down to her in-law apartment and I helped her. She got up that day. She had breakfast. She's already eating breakfast on her own. I helped her with the medications. And then I just said, I'm going to be back shortly. And I did. Shortly after, I went back and I went to the bedroom, and she was already in the rocking chair knitting, um, knitting or crocheting.
Yeah.
One of those things.
I don't know.
So, anyways, I sat on the bed and I started having a conversation, and it was fine. How are you? Good. How did you sleep? Well. Did anyone call you so far? No, no one. But as soon as I sat down, I started noticing something like what sounded like a hum, and that gave me pause because it didn't sound right. And in that moment, I knew she was having another stroke. It just happened right there in front of me. And to be honest with you, it's the first time. Not the first time. It's three incidents. She had the first stroke 2 years ago. I was there. We were here. She fell. I found her unconscious, unresponsive. Number two, and then now she's having a stroke again in front of me. So of course we take her to the hospital. We rush. The paramedics get here. And but this time is a massive stroke. This time we have to bring her to Boston. This time they have to go in to remove the clots. There's no other alternative. They couldn't give her the medication to break them, because if they did, that would kill her because of the bleeding in her brain. And at 97, my mom did incredibly well. She came out of that surgery. They removed the clots. She had deficiencies, but as the days went on, and she was in ICU in Boston at the Brigham, we transferred her back to Spalding, which, by the way, at 97, I think we could say that's unbelievable. It's incredible that this woman is holding on for dear life.
Well, you really, not to interrupt, but in Falmouth, the only reason why we brought her to Brigham and Women's is because they had a consultation with surgeons, the top specialist in Boston, and they did an interview with Consuelo. And even with that stroke, she was answering questions. She was answering what year it was, what month it was. She was responding. Lift your legs. She lifted her legs. So they said even at 97, she's a really good candidate for this to work. So that's why, we were led into that and led in such a great way, right? Because we knew these specialists were saying this is a very good chance that she's going to get through these strokes.
So bottom line is, as the days went on, she's been in Spalding. We started recognizing that this time it was a really severe stroke, and she had really significant deficiencies. Speech deficiencies, some cognitive. She's still cognitive, don't get me wrong. And that's part of why this is really hard, because she still knows everything that's going on. She's still her own advocate and making her own decisions. I'm her proxy, but that's not an active proxy because she's cognitive to make her own decisions. But one of the things that we notice is she's been very flat. And it has a lot to do with the fact that she's very aware of what she's lost. She's no longer able to do crochet. She's no longer able to do her book, word finds, which is how she spent her time. And in a way, she sort of started giving up and feeling like she was no longer able to hold on. So it's been really hard. I'm telling you, these several weeks. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down. Some days you feel hopeful, other days you feel like, I'm losing her. And and today, we got a phone call from the doctor. She was just they were having a hard time waking her up, and we've noticed that when we spend time with her, she barely wakes up for us. And but the most amazing thing was today she was able, with a lot of clarity, she just was able to tell me that she is ready to go. And that's so hard to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Because how did you hear that from your mom? But I heard it. And as hard as that is, I recognize that she decides. She's the only one that decides. The doctor has been amazing, in really understanding and hearing what I had to say. And so we decided we're not taking her to the hospital. We're gonna go hospice. We're gonna allow her to transition on her own. Um, and the hope is to bring her home, because she does want to come home. She's tired. She's fed up being at the hospital, and just to allow her to just transition when she's ready to. So bottom line is, I wanted to be in communication to let you know that that's what's going on. I haven't done my radio show. I'm hoping to be able to do my radio show soon, but this is it's it's a tough situation. I've been a caretaker for her, and I know I've been a good son, and I've given her everything that she wants. Having said that, nevertheless, it's really hard. It's hard to let go and to surrender, but I think I surrendered to God's will. So that's it.
And you haven't, because this is so personal, like all of you who have lost a parent know how hard this is. And you've been more than a good son. Like what you've done for this woman, she's lived with us for the past 5, 6, 7 years in the in-law apartment, in the previous house, just with us, in her bedroom. So what you've done for her has been pretty incredible. But I'll tell you, even I think it's good for anybody to hear this, because it was good for Elix and I to see it today as we were sitting there. We had the TV on, and Elix was in the bed with her, laying with her, next to her, and I was in the chair. And she said to Elix, what's that? Who's that? And Elix said, the TV, but she wasn't looking at the TV. She was looking straight on. And this is not the first time this has happened. So she's clearly seeing spirit. She's seeing loved ones. I see them. I know that they're there with her. And we talked about it on the way back here. I told Elix that I saw where everyone was, all his loved ones, and just we're getting signs from my family too, letting us know that they're also there for Consuelo. But the amazing thing is that we get home and we were starving, because when the doctor called, we were both working. So we just flew there and hadn't eaten since breakfast. So when we got home, Elix was making some sandwiches and I look up in the kitchen window. Now, this is rare as it is, right? What I'm going to tell you. And I took a picture of it. So after this, I'll post it. But this has never happened in all the houses we've been in. So I looked up at the kitchen window and saw this blackbird. And now I think they're called Grecos, because we have bird feeders, and Grecos migrate and they come back, and they look like mini crows. So they're black with bluish on them. You probably guys have seen them. But as I was staring at the window.
Sorry, 1 second. Can you just block this person? She's actually harassing people.
This one?
Yeah.
Thank you, Elix. It's amazing that there's such good people everywhere, and then you've got these people that are not good. So, but the great thing about this, and I think it's for everyone to hear and to listen to, is that I looked and I'm like, oh my God, that's not a I think they're called Grecos. I'm like, that's a crow or a raven.
Yeah,
A
it was
crow, a
huge.
raven came to our windowsill, like attached to the kitchen windowsill. Like he was huge, like the size of a raven or a crow, and just stood there looking in the window. So I'm grabbed my phone and I'm like, oh, please don't go. Let me take a picture. And he stayed, and I took several pictures. It just goes to show you that it's such an incredible sign that our loved ones, Elix's loved ones, are just saying to him, "We got this. We're handling Consuelo, and we're handling you. So we're going to be that inner strength that you need." And I think it's just pretty amazing that we got that sign, right?
Yes. Yeah, we've been getting many signs. And my mom,
Yeah,
again, she has had moments where I know she's talking to spirit. I know she's seeing spirit.
yeah.
But my mom has always been so strong, so resilient, such a fighter. And so I know I just trust what she's telling me. So I just know that I need to be okay, with letting her decide, what she wants to do. So, I'm sharing this with you guys because Stephen will tell you my tendency is to go in and not share and to not speak. But I am super thankful. I'm reading as I'm talking and listening. I'm reading your comments. I'm super thankful. I'm grateful. Those of you who have known, who have, keep sending messages to both of us. I appreciate your prayers. I appreciate your words of support. And, it is in times like this that it's important to feel the energy coming from you guys. So thank you. Thank you.
So important because it's collective, right? It's all your prayers, just like any one of you that reaches out to, and us being the recipient, right? It's just us sending love and prayers, and it just means so much. And that collective piece is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. So, but we're just taking it 1 minute at a time.
One moment at a time. That's all I can do. It's all I can. It's not easy. I mean, I'm a freaking coach, but when when it's so close to you, it's really hard. And again, nothing can prepare you for this. Just nothing can prepare you for this.
Mhm.
And both of us, I mean, you were super close to your mom, so it's like we're sort of reliving this experience for one another. So, anyways, I'm gonna let you guys be because this is not about me.
It's not.
No, it's about you guys and spirit. So I'm gonna let you guys be. But thank you for your love, for your support, for your prayers. And I ask that you continue to send that energy because we will continue to need that.
Well, and just by looking at these comments, I can even feel your energy shifting in such a better way because of like how powerful everyone is on this, board, just saying, prayers, whether I saw someone that just said first time watching or listening to us from England, or people that we know that just watch us all the time or we get to see in person. So thank you guys for that, because it means a lot for him, and he hasn't really said much about this at all. So it's been tough. So, but we'll definitely keep you updated on what happens. Right?
Thank you. Yes.
Because listen, they've written Consuelo off many times, and that woman is like Superwoman. She's just incredible. The strength is pretty amazing. So
I agree. I mean, I think the difference this time is that she's the one that's telling me she's ready. And before, how she was like, I'm not ready, and nobody should ever write me off. But I think this time is very, very different. I feel it in my heart.
Well, let me just tell you one last thing that, Elix and I will be April 8th. It's going to be 30 years we've been together. 30. How he's done that, I have no idea. He's put up with me. I don't know. But with Consuelo for 30 years, right? And more so the last 7-8 years of her living, I see her every day, right? So she's like another mother to me. The funniest thing was today when we were getting ready to leave, out of nowhere, she just speaks. I speak Spanglish to her all the time. She does half English, half Spanish. I do the same, and we chat. But she looked at me and she like said, thank you for coming today, Stephen. It was the funniest thing. She was so proper and so formal. Like,
Yeah.
Stephen, thank you for coming today. I'm like, oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. And then I say, you thanking him? What about me? I've been here every day. She's like, I thank you too. So
And I bought her a little white bunny,
Yeah.
stuffed animal bunny,
yeah.
because they're out for Easter. And I don't know, Consuelo, I think Consuelo said, what's his name? I don't know. I said Fluffy. It just came out. And Fluffy
Today.
is with her.
Today
Yeah.
she asked.
Yeah. Where's Fluffy?
Who came
Oh,
up?
yeah.
No, who came up with that name? I'm like, you asking me? Don't
The-
you know
the
already
nut.
after 30 years? And she did laugh. She definitely did laugh.
Yeah,
So,
it's not easy to get a laugh right now with her, but we're doing the best we can.
we are. So thank you guys for sharing your time and your attention with me and Stephen so generously. I really appreciate it. Keep us in your prayers, okay? Bye-bye. And I'll let you guys speak. Bye.
You let us speak?
B.
Oh, B, speak. So, Elis, gracias. So, I also wanted to come on and do some, Paula, thank you. And yeah, I know someone was asking how old, and Lisa, I think someone answered you 97. But this is some resilient woman. So I'm going to do some readings, and thank you so much. I can't tell you that he's sitting next to me and he just went downstairs, that just I could feel his energy shifting in such a better way because of all these comments. So you guys are the best, seriously. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for doing that. Let me just make sure the door is shut. And it is. And okay. So let me start doing some readings. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the link here so you can pull in, so I can pull you up. I'm going to do just brief readings because Helix, wanted to speak. And if you've had a reading with me, ask me questions via comments and don't come into the room, just so that I can give some people that have never been read by me a chance. But I promise I'm going to be doing both and looking at comments too. So, or if you have a reading coming up, don't come in. That's the worst thing. If you get a reading scheduled with me, don't come now. Keep it for the private reading. So it's because you're going to see me anyway, right? And before thank you guys. Before I start doing readings, can I just say that I am so excited because I finished my book. I haven't really announced too much news on this book, but I have been writing a book for a while, and I finished it. So I cannot wait for it to come out because it is a autobiography, but it's obviously inclusive of me for many, many years, not knowing that I was a medium up until 2010. I did my first reading in the end of 2014, and had no clue I was a medium prior to that. So it's all in the book and all the craziness, but I'm really excited about it. So, and also if you go to stephenthemedium.com, you can also book an appointment. You can book Whisper in a Note. If you don't know what any of that is, you can book a past life reading. Just go to my website and you can take a look, if you will. So Veronica, thank you. Me too. Tanya, me too. I wrote it and I still can't wait to read it. So so let me put in the link okay, so and I think so there's I'm shocked that I was able to do that. There's the actual link to come in if you want to get on video with me. So Karen, I did good, right? I mean, my mouth never stops. And I did keep that a secret for a long time, because what it is, writing a book, you start it. It is so intimidating to do a book, and then you start it, then you put it aside. And, for me anyway, it is not easy to sit down and just start typing. So Thank you, everybody. So, you guys can see the stream, right? I hope. I hope. I think I can star it too. So I think I'm not sure. Okay. You know, I just saw something here. These comments are going so fast. Somebody asked a question, and I can't find it, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something about somebody in spirit that I wanted to answer, but I can't find it. So, um, hello,
Hello?
hello.
Are you talking to me?
Well, this is like a movie. You talking to me? Are you talking to me? I love this. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh
Donna,
my,
let me do this. Let me just
I'm
see.
shocked.
Um, Donna, just give me 1 second.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Um, I thought I could keep your name highlighted. I can't anyway. But Donna, I'm so glad that you came into the video chat and I get to do this, right? So let me start. If you're good and okay, oh my God, dad energy, father energy. So is your father still here?
Unfortunately, no.
So Donna, your dad is the first to step forward, and doesn't believe any of this. Just looked at me and says, "I don't believe any of it, but
Mhm.
I want to give a message to my daughter." He just said two. Are you one of two or two others?
Yes, many.
Uh, so wait a
My
minute.
dad actually passed away like just about 30 years ago this
Wow,
year.
wow. But do you have, how many siblings do you have?
Oh, goodness.
So it's not.
Um,
So let me stop you for a second, Donna, because your father, are they twins? Why does he keep saying two?
uh, well, there's my mom had a couple of set of twins,
Wow.
and twins run in my family like crazy. Like the second generation, the third generation now are producing crazy amount
Wow.
of twins.
But your mom had twins. Did they live, or are they in spirit?
Yes. Well, the first set of twins lived. The second set of twins, one passed away 3 days. She fell down when she was 7 months pregnant and went into labor,
Wow.
and the baby's heads hit, and so the one of the twins passed 3 days later.
Wow. Wow. Donna, just the amazing thing is that your siblings, the twins that your mother had, in spirit also want to be validated. But this,
One of those twins has passed.
what's the brother?
The second set of twins, one of those twins has passed like in the last 5 years.
Wow. But you have a brother in spirit?
Um, in spirit, brother.
There's a guy who just said brother-in-law. It feels like no brother-in-law either.
I have many brother-in-laws. I'm not sure. Oh, I do have, yes, a brother-in-law in spirit. Yes, yes.
Just make sure, Donna, that everybody is trying to
Yes.
come through and saying hi, Donna. They're very, very, very,
I
very
was
excited. And
very close to him. Yes. Okay.
so is mom here or in spirit? Who's the mother energy in spirit?
Mom is in spirit as well.
So she just said, ask Donna to bring up the birthday or anniversary right now. Something is right now, like 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward.
My birthday
Is when?
is the 24th.
Of March?
Yes.
Ah, I love that your mom is like, she's not playing. She's like, The first
But
thing we're going to talk about is her birthday.
well, that's kind of, yeah, I'm shocked at that, but okay.
So, you know, the great thing is, I actually love when people say they're shocked because either maybe the personality is different or the personality you don't remember quite the same. The great thing is, most of us we keep our personalities when we cross over, but we don't have that earthly. I call it the earthly junk, right? The jealousy or the anger or whatever the case may be. So she wanted to make sure she validated your birthday. And Donna, who's Ann? Ann?
Angie?
Angie. Who's Angie?
She is not my relative, but she might as well be for the last 48 years. She's my husband's great aunt. She's very close to me.
Wow.
And she actually has been like reading my cards and reading my palm since 1975. And she's told me a lot of things like when I was a teenager back then, and I'd never believed it.
Wow.
Until through the years. And she told me something powerful about a year ago to the day. And yeah, so I
love it. I love that they wanted to bring her up. But do you have tattoos?
I have many. Yes.
Because your father
Oh.
just talked about bring up the tattoo. Is it connected to him?
Well, I didn't get a tattoo until I was in my 30s, and my dad, he had passed away that year. But I was a grown woman with children. But he hated it.
I love it, Donna. I love the fact that he brings up the tattoo because the year he died is the year you got your first tattoo, which is pretty amazing. But your father just said one of the tattoos is very spiritual. One of them is very, it almost feels like a symbol or something of like very connected. It means something connected to spirit.
I have had most of my tattoos that I have gotten mean something to me
No, there's nothing that looks like it's round. It almost, or is there a part of a tattoo that's round? He's drawing it next to me, and he keeps making it look like the sun or stars, or there's something.
I have. Oh, my mom's. Oh.
Are you still with me?
Oh, did I lose you?
No, you're frozen, but keep talking.
So I did get a tattoo. Okay. Oh my God. I did get my mom, when my mom passed away.
Yeah.
I had already had I had already had a dolphin and going through the moon. So I added stars above it and my mom's name.
That would be it, Donna.
And a wave underneath the dolphin.
Wow. Imagine just your mom, dad. And this is a Frank, Fred. I keep hearing the Phil. There's something that sounds, it's an F name, Donna. Living across, I don't know who it is. I mean, I don't know where they are, if they're here or across, but Francis, you don't have a Frederick or Francis or Frank? Oh, maybe she's not here. So, Donna, I think I lost you. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to leave you with that. And I just realized that I don't think I've ever seen this, but unless they changed it, it's like one of the options so that I can bring somebody else in is that it says kick Donna out. I'm like, that's harsh, isn't it? Like, kick her out. It's kind of funny, but kick her out. But Donna, thank you for letting me do that. I love the fact that mom and dad were talking about, I couldn't tell which one it was because they were both talking at the same time. I could see like a moon or stars or something. And I love the fact that she not only had a moon dolphin for her mom, but she added stars. Again, it's those very specific, validations that they're giving. And Donna's father, Donna, if you're still or gonna watch this or listen to this, your father's got his hands like in his pockets, like almost, what the hell happened? Am I over? Is it done? I'm like, yeah, unfortunately it's done. Your daughter, she left. So hey, Diana. I tried to do my best to look at the comments in here. So but let me just do this. Here comes somebody. Hey. If this is Alisa? Alisa, I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry.
Hi, Alisa. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm glad I get to do this. Oh, there's plans. Someone's planning something. Plans. Alisa, I just jumped right into this. There's a dad energy, but I feel like it's a grandfather energy. Is your dad still here?
Yes, my dad's still
I sort of thought so, because it feels like it's an elevated at the grandfather level. Why is he showing me a blueprint of like a house, or nobody built something, or like built a house, or is looking to purchase?
Well, my husband's a contractor and he's been looking at plans to fix our house.
At least that would be it.
Yeah, he's always looking to build something and do stuff around here. So yeah, that's him.
I love your grandpa. Your grandfather is like the coolest. He literally it almost made me feel like he was standing next to your husband when your husband's looking at blueprints or whatever the case may be. So it's just, but it's not his side. It's your side. It's just that grandfather is
watching him.
Oh, two. There's two.
I have two.
There's two on the side, both sides of me. But both of them just want to say, one of them is very funny. One grandfather is hilarious because he said, I don't care about that schmuck, her husband. I just care about her and making sure she's okay. And everybody's laughing. And in jest, he just said, of course he's kidding, because your husband's the best. He's the best. They love him. Teacher. Who's the teacher, or was the teacher? I get the alphabet, or someone's in school for something. I'm thrown. Alisa, nobody connected to you is planning on going back, or like left school and then came back to school.
Well, my sister-in-law is in school right now to be a nurse.
Oh, that's what it is.
So she's nurse. She's doing nursing school right now.
But she didn't. It wasn't like she went to college and went into nursing, or.
She did for a period of time, and then she stopped, and then her life changed a bit. She had children, and then she's now back.
That's it.
Yeah,
because I knew there was
she's
a gap
doing that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, for two grandfathers, the women always get raps like they're nosy. These grandfathers are out of control. Like they both know everything that's going on with you and family, and that's why they want to brownstone. One of your grandfathers keeps talking about. I'm asking him to come closer to talk to me. Somebody keeps bringing up a brownstone, like it feels like I'm in the city. So did someone, Alisa, did someone ever go to like school, like in a city, like a big city, like I don't know, something that you'd find a lot. Like I keep seeing like either Boston, New York, like Chicago. Like I see brownstones. So if it doesn't come, just make sure you keep it with you. But I keep seeing somebody coming in and out of it. So it's either like a college, someone went to college, or someone maybe, this is on your husband's side. Because I just heard somebody on your husband talk about the GJ name and the name passed down. Two things. So there's a Jim, John, George. Who's George? Jim, George, John?
Well, so there's John, but on my side, so my dad and my uncle John.
Right.
Yeah.
So your dad's name is John?
My dad's name is John. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I
So
love it.
so my grandfather's son. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So was your father named after him? Like first or middle
No.
name?
No.
Okay. So two things then. Validation
Okay.
for your father, John, which I love that your grandfather is giving a validation to his son, who your grandfather just said is the best boy, the best son. And but there's a name. O name. Who's O? I never get that letter. Is there? There's a first name. It sounds like Omar. Something. Either this is a nickname, first name, last name, middle name, but there's an O connected. And is your mother's mother crossed?
Yes.
She just said the O. So just
gosh.
also just make sure you keep it with you. It happens so often when I'm doing these readings and throwing things at people, and then as soon as you get off, you'll realize. And the mom is here though, right?
Yes, mom's here.
Your grandmother just talked about the ring and the necklace. Two things. There's something. Someone have her ring or necklace?
My mom has some of my grandmother's jewelry. Yep.
But when you just said that, your grandmother got even more in tuned and talked about the ring, the diamond, or the wedding band. There's something that someone changed. Elisa, someone changed a piece of jewelry. Someone added something or removed something. Do you understand that?
Yes.
What is that?
There was a ring that my mom had, and I think it was my grandmother's that she had given to my husband when he got my rings made for me.
That is so wild and so great and so amazing that they wanted to give that as a validation. And I'm in water and there's a lot of fish. There's fishing water. What is that? So nobody connected to you or your husband fished or is around, like has a house or
something? Sure. Well, my sister-in-law that had passed, she used to do lobster boat fishing.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Did you just say your sister-in-law who crossed?
Who's passed, yeah.
Wow. That's a characteristic, or it's a way to let me know that it's her C or K. C or K name. She's saying kids, husband, C or K name. Elisa, come on.
See,
She keeps. There's a Chris, Kevin.
Chris. Okay, well, Chris is yes. I have a brother, Chris. I'm thinking of their names though. That's why I keep being like, no, I don't know who that is. But my brother.
You just erased your brother Chris right off the board, right? He's no longer here.
I feel like there's so many people.
I know. You know what? But that's on this end too. Elisa, let me just tell you, I feel the same way. It's like they're sort of pushing me, like this one wants to talk, this one wants to talk. So that sister-in-law though is so excited. And I love the way she doesn't say she's always with you. She says Elisa knows I'm always with her, because Elisa always has me in her thoughts, but she just thinks, she just randomly thinks of me, but that's not the case. It's that I walk right up to her and I put my arm around her, and I'm no kidding, Elisa, within 2 minutes she said, you think of her because she's right next to your energy and you're feeling her without knowing you're feeling her. She's just always around and always with you. But there's a decision with a baby. Should we get pregnant, or should we stop? I don't know if this has already happened, but there was a time or somebody like contemplating, should we do a third baby, a fourth baby, a second baby, or it's something like, I can't get pregnant. Should we do in vitro? There's something connected very, very close to you that somebody was considering, like the decision of babies. Nothing you know?
My brother, before they had the third, they were trying, and it happened, just like randomly, but they were trying and they couldn't. And then they ended up having my niece after a while, but it was like, they weren't sure, it took a while.
I love that.
And she's also a C name.
Big surprise.
I know, I forgot about her.
Happens all the time. Big surprise, big surprise. But you know what? That O name is not a name. It's like an opal or an I don't know what birth date opal is. I think it could be mine, June. I think actually it may be June. So if it is, that just means that they're trying to reference somebody in Gemini, June. Who is that?
Cassie, that's my niece, who is the C name, who was their third.
I love it. I love it.
June baby. She was a June baby.
I love it. I love the fact that they wanted to bring that up. Your grandfathers just said, "Well, we bringing that up for nothing. We're bringing it up because we helped. We all helped to make sure that baby came." Everybody in spirit, and it's just a great way, Elisa, as a reminder to you, even though you were very, very connected, but still, you got a part of you that doesn't fully understand how connected you are. Which
don't. That was going to be my question to you. Yeah.
It was?
To do with. I was like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to find it because I find myself so connected and I don't know how to figure it out. Like, I don't understand it.
Soon I'm going to pull people in and they're not even going to have to talk. I'm just going to just tell them what they're feeling.
I was reading your website last night and I was like, I should take his course. Like that.
You should. I would love that. But I got to tell you though, that's the best question. And I love that I always, if you were to ask me that and you just did, I always start with the curiosity of like, I think the best thing and how I did it was that the stuff that I was getting, and this is for you and anybody else who gets signs, is that just jot them down. When you get those signs, even if you're on the fence saying, I'm not sure if that was the wind or it was actually spirit, I would say 9.99 times out of 10, it's not the wind, it's spirit. That's how this works, right? But if you just get like a notebook or a log or something and jot it down, I think the great thing about that is it's not only a motivator, Elisa, but you get to see how you're getting signs and what your strengths are. And that way it sort of can maybe allow you to look at classes, whether it's mine or anybody else's or books, whatever the case may be, and see what feels right. But I think, a great thing is, it's always great to take classes. I've taken so many classes. Now I love teaching classes or courses. But you don't necessarily need courses to figure a lot of stuff out and figure out what is your dominant clear, it's called. Like all mediums, the way we get our messages, it's called the clear, right? It's CLAIR, like clairvoyant, clairaudient, claircognizance. It's nice to know what is your do you see things more? Do you hear things more? It's a good way to just sort of sit in it and feel it. So I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. And of course I'd be honored if you took my class. I'm this close to doing the next live class because I was finishing my book. So I'm going to leave you with that. Elisa, thank you so much for coming on. And no, too, I meant to tell Donna this too. The people I pick, it's spirit driven. So they wanted you to be able to not only get your loved ones stepping forward, but to ask that question or to maybe, feel like get a validation that you are really connected. So I love that. It's pretty wild. So, that's what happened to me. I love it. So, all right. So you have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Bye, Elisa. Still, it's just, I don't know if I can say ass, even though I just saw ass, but I just told you when I have to kick them out, it might as well just say kick their ass out, because it's the way it's written was like bounce them or throw them out or something. It's pretty wild. So, all righty. Crystal, thank you. Opal is October. What the hell is, it's kind of funny though that I let spirit lead me in somehow, some way, of course, because they wanted to validate her knees, go into a Gemini. So that's pretty funny. So, hey, Christine, hugs to you too, Christine. Well, Tanya, check that out. Hey, listen, Sil, my Canadian friend in here has taken, I think, like a lot of, if not all my classes. And I love Sil. Talk about Sil. Before I take the next person, just out of making a comment, Sil here, I'm sure she won't mind me saying this, is the orb queen. I have never, to this day, it's never happened to anybody else. As soon as I do a reading with her, if she does a class with me, as soon as she gets on, there's orbs just flying around. I don't even get that many. She's out of control. So I'm just saying. Laurie, I would love you to take the class too. It's Zoom and it's a lot of fun. I'm sure Sil, if she's not still on here, I've taken all of them. Sil, you better keep taking them all too. It would not be right if you weren't there. So it's such a great group of people that take the classes too. It's people that, I always say the students that come in are supposed to be there because they're so connected, and sometimes they just don't know what to do. And just like what Elisa said, I have no idea how to hone in on this. And it's listen, it's not always easy. And this is mediumship. I compare it to an actor, because you have to have really, really thick skin, because when you feel like you're getting readings and getting signs, and you're like, yes, yes, yes. And then you try to maybe branch out and you do like a reading for a friend or use cards, and it's hits. The person's like, yes, yes, yes. And then you do the next one and it's no. I don't know. You're with someone else. You're not with me. No, and no, and no. And it is just, it's like for someone who loves doing this, it's like a knife to the heart, right? Like, oh my God, maybe I'm not as connected. And that's never the case. It's just, some people are very quick with picking stuff up and some people aren't. So, at the beginning when I was doing this, I used to get very down and depressed if I was reading somebody and they didn't get something. And I just realized that everybody's different, and it's not what I'm getting from Spirit. Spirit's very, very clear. So so Laurie says, I am clairaudient, but I wish I was clairvoyant. Can the class help with that? Laurie, that's pretty cool. In maybe it's the introductory class, I can't remember. But I do, at the end of the class, I do assessments for all the students, and to tell them, the assessment is to tell them what their dominant clear is. And why I do that is that when you're asking, you're clairaudient, but you wish you were clairvoyant, you got to start with the clairaudient, because that's where the magic happens. And the more you may even say, no, I'm good with it. We're never good with it. It's just always learning. So if you keep getting very proficient with the clairaudient, I promise you, and that's what I teach in the class, everything else will come to you. But some people, the clairvoyant piece, like Laurie's asking, will come for here and there, but it's just not the dominant piece. It's just like a baseball player who may be incredible at playing baseball but stinks at hockey or football. It's just one of those things that our clairs are just it's what we've picked up. It's so internal, but one thing is that it changes constantly. I used to, when I first started doing readings or connecting to Spirit, I used to see these little little projectors of movies, which I loved, and I used to never want them to end. I'm like, no, don't end. Sometimes I'd be going to bed and I'd just close my eyes and I would see the movie, and I remember just seeing the street, and I could hear, it was a long time ago, horses with the clip clap, and I didn't want it to end. And I still didn't know I have no idea what the hell that was. Now I don't get that anymore. Only if I do past life readings, that's how it works, but it changes all the time. But I think that's a great thing. So, Samantha, exactly. Samantha just said it so succinctly. You can be dominant in one, but you have the ability to do everything. Samantha, I love it. I love what you just said. It's perfect. So, Carolyn, that's a good question. Carolyn said, well, when will your book come out? I have it with a couple of people that are very well versed in publishing, and they're reviewing it. They're going through it to give me some feedback, and then I move forward. So in finding a publisher. So, all right. So let's do this. Let's do this. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, Patty. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good too, and I'm so glad I get to do this with you. So, let me
excited.
just tune in and let everybody oh my God, Patty, your loved ones are nuts. I swear I could, in a good way, I could almost feel them, almost like, I don't know, if you go back on this recording, I swear you're going to see me move forward. It's like they just bombarded me and pushed me forward. So they're very, very, very excited. You know, Patty, this is really interesting that was just talking to Alisa. You also very, very, very connected dreams.
Yes.
Dreams,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Everybody in spirit saying that. You know, everybody is connected on some level or so. But you know, it's funny. I know this is not the traditional way I started reading, because I'll tell you who's here, but I got to just tell you this quickly. You backed off it at some point, age-wise. You did something. It may not even be something like I shouldn't say intentional, but like maybe conscious. Like it almost feels like something was going on in your life that sort of halted the whole spirit piece. That there was, and I know this is going to sound weird, Patty, but it was the time that you needed this gift the most. But at the same token, because of where you were, it shut the gift down. It never goes away,
No.
but it's always there. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, I can tell you something. So my husband used to do tarot cards, and I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in my 20s, and we stopped it because we were concerned that maybe some bad spirits would come in. So we completely stopped that. But I've always had, like you said, very vivid dreams and connected with loved ones who had passed, definitely.
So imagine that's what your loved ones just told me about it halting. And by the way, too, somebody just said, when I was talking to, again, Alisa too, is a double validation. They knew you were coming next, and I was asking about the opal, or they were just talking about, they wanted to talk about the ovarian cancer and how well you are now, but that particular scenario that you stopped doing the cards. So there's a dad. Is Dad crossed?
Yes.
Your father needed to be first.
Yeah, of course.
He said there's a lot of people here that want to chat, but he needed to be first. And he also just said, honey, just, oh my God, he's a character, Patty.
Yeah.
Your father is, oh my God, is he a character? I can, just the way he's looking at me, I'm like, oh, I'm in for something in this reading, seriously. But he just said, honey, I just want you to know, now this connection is so great. You're in a completely different place, you know, with the cards. And, you know, the thing too with those cards, when your husband was doing them, your intentions were so great too, right? The problem is that when you're so connected and you're not holding the reins, and you don't have a full control over it, the low sort of energy knows that, and they want to come in and play around, and you don't want that around. So, you know, it's believe me, it's not like The Exorcist that Patty's head's going to spin. It's not that, but it's just low energy that you don't want around, that's going to cause trouble or aggravation and stuff like that. Right. So, but Dad, Irish, what's the clover? Why do I keep looking?
My birthday is St. Patrick's Day. That's why I'm Patty.
That's why your father is singing, I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover. I can't believe it. That is the coolest thing, the coolest validation to say happy. Oh my God, but wait a minute. This is, it's Friday.
Yeah, Friday's my birthday, yeah.
I just got so excited about your birthday, like Peter Brady from the Brady Bunch. My voice went up like 6 octaves. I'm like,
I love it.
Happy birthday, Patty! I love that. That's
so
what you're named after. What's the 8? Why does your father keep talking about 8? There weren't 8 kids.
No, he
August.
Well, okay, a couple things. So he passed on March 8th.
Oh, wow.
In 2008, and my anniversary is August 11th, so that's an 8 too.
Well, all of that, right? Especially his birthday on the 8th.
He passed on the 8th.
Right. My mom's birthday is March 8th also. So I just saw the 8. It's just, you know, it's one of those great ways that Dad wants to make sure you know he keeps saying, who paints or painted? Painting.
I'm actually painting something right now.
You are not.
I just painted that. Well, let me see that. Can you see it?
Patty,
Oh, wait, I gotta
yes.
get it. There you go.
It's so adorable. And I just cannot believe that. Wow, you just blew me away. Your father's like, who's painting?
I was an art major and I stopped doing art for a very long time, and I am trying to get back into it. And that was kind of a funny thing. We celebrate Christmas very late with my nephew and his family, and so we've called it Creaster because it's in between Easter and Christmas, so we call it Creaster. And we've decided that the like mascot is a jackalope, so it's a bunny with antlers.
I love this.
So
I
I'm making this for my niece.
I love it. I love it. I love the fact that your father keeps telling me to tell you that he also, the reason why he really brought that up is not only to show his daughter's talents, but that when you were painting, he is sitting right next to you, like I can see him with his leg on, like pushing on yours. That's how close he is.
That's so nice.
But your husband is still here, though, right?
Yes.
You
gotta stay.
No, but the reason why I asked that, your father just keeps giving like thumbs up to him, and just telling him how much he loves him, and also just thanking you guys, just thanking you. There's seashells or beach sand. Your father just showed me or a shell something, a shell lamp. It's a shell something, Patty. Just hang on.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
There's shells that your father sort of lines up, and I can see it just means that he no, I know what it is. Someone took water or sand a long time ago from the beach and took it home with them, or a shell or something. Does that make any sense?
Yes, my friend who lives downstairs, I think she went to Morocco and she brought home some sand.
Wow.
So she's not passed.
No. Oh, no. And my next thing was going to say to you, you may say, why is my dad talking about the neighbor's sand?
Yeah, you never met her.
No, and the reason why he does that is that he, just as he mentioned a couple of minutes ago, that he's sitting next to you when you're painting, he wants to make sure that when you found out that she brought the sand, he's next to you. He's listening to everything. That's why. Patty, but that's the reason why he brings that up, is just to say, I'm watching everything. I know everything. And again, it's just to prove to you that he is. And what is he saying? I know there's so many others here, but your father, I'm not kidding. Your father's not letting anybody else step forward. Your father's,
Dad, let somebody else talk, Dad.
He's I just heard from your mouth to God's ears. I swear I said that.
Real quick though, with the last reading, you said George over and over again. That's my dad's name, and he was a junior. So I think he was.
God, so it's a double.
I think he was stepping in.
There's no question. And when I do big groups, I always tell people that you've got to pay attention, because either before or after spirit, there's one mic and everybody grabs it. And Dad George was grabbing the mic on Elisa, right? Just wanting to say, I'm here too, and she's coming up. So, which is pretty funny. He just was. Your father was just talking up, and I lost it. And a beer stein, or there's a mug, or a coffee mug. Does somebody have a very specific mug or coffee cup that someone uses? Like, he didn't use one the same one every day, or
my husband.
This is your husband.
Yeah, he uses basically the same one every morning.
So,
not always, but usually.
Again, that's very random, right? Because people do that sometimes. Yeah. But this is on your husband's side. There's a really strong mother energy. So mother is she your mother?
His mom is still here.
So then it's going to be a grandmother then, because this one's in spirit. And Valerie V name.
Her last name was Vaughn.
Yeah. So just letting you know, it's really her. It's really her. That grandmother, though, your husband's maternal grandmother. I don't know if you knew her, or
Correct.
you didn't know her.
Yes, I did know her.
She's around all the time. She's just
Oh,
letting you know. She's giving you a hug, and she just wants to make sure you keep this. And are you connected to the Cape?
not really. No, I don't think so.
Katuitt. I keep hearing someone talk about.
What about Situate? Could they be saying Situate? Because that's where I grew up.
It's Katuitt, Situate. It could be. I could just be
Yeah.
getting. It could be wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe that is it. And you said that's where you grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be. Even though this seems like there's another double validation down here. Someone coming here. I mean, I know if you're from Mass, everyone comes to the Cape, right? But there's something.
Yeah.
There's something very specific, and there's a navy or sailboat or an anchor or something.
My husband's father was a Navy SEAL before they were even SEALs. Yeah.
Wow. But
Yeah.
he's in spirit?
Yeah.
So
He's in my dining room.
his ashes.
Yeah. And my
Actually,
mom and my 3 dogs, they're all here.
well, he's maybe in the dining room, but he's right here just chatting and
Aw.
talking. So
I
he's
love it.
giving that as a beautiful validation. So I'm going to leave that with you.
Okay.
Patty, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Everybody send
Thank
Patty
you.
love for
It was a wonderful
Friday's
gift.
St. Patrick's Day too. And I got to tell you, you gave something to my mom's side. My mother and side is from Ireland. So they're very
Cool.
happy saying about St. Patrick's Day. So I
That's
love
great.
it. Patty, thank you so much and have a
Thank
great
you.
birthday and great week.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. This is also so tricky too when I'm taking somebody out because it says kick out, which I have to, but right underneath then it says ban. And that is not a good thing because then they will be banned and not be able to see Steve in the medium. So it's kind of crazy how those two are together. Now I just saw Onessa here. Onessa. I don't know if I apologize because I can't see your picture, Onessa. So I don't know. I've never heard that name, so I don't know if it's a boy's or a girl's name. But Onessa, there's a young male here for you, and young male just means somebody who died 60s or younger, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, even though he feels like he's younger, always around you. He's just yelling your name, Onessa. So I don't know who that is, but just keep that with you because he also just like tapped me. So let me go here. Let's go. Add to stream.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, it's Lorraine, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Lorraine, how are you?
I'm super. I'm so glad I'm here.
I'm so glad you're here too. And I love those dogs, that little barking. Oh my God. Oh, Lorraine, come on. I love it. I love it. So let me oh my God. When you just show me your dog, there's a dog in spirit going back and forth, but it looks like that one.
Yeah. That's Sully. This is Sophie.
Wait a minute. You're killing me. Were they like siblings?
No.
But they were the same breed?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so wild. Because when I looked at this is a he or she?
This is Sophie.
Sophie. Lorraine, when I looked at Sophie, I saw another one in spirit sitting right next to Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
Like so just
that would be Sully.
Sully. So just know that, and Sully's a boy?
Yeah.
Got it. Sully, just Lorraine said, I just want my mom to know I've gone nowhere. I have absolutely gone nowhere. And Sally, she still has me. She still has me. Do you have his ashes?
I do. I have his address right here.
But you know, what's really interesting too, Lorraine, is that do you also have like a paw print or something either on the ash can or separate?
Yeah, when I had his ashes made, they gave me a little paw print of his paw in
I love
clay.
it. I love it. He's
Yeah.
just saying, "Mom still has me, but I'm still there anyway." But I'll tell you something too, Lorraine. Why does he keep talking about his fur? Like, do you have something like, was there fur cut or kept?
Yeah, my son cut a little bit of his fur when he passed, and he took it. Yeah.
Oh my God, Lorraine. So
Mm.
that's what he's giving as a validation, because not many people do that. And he
Yeah.
is so happy that you just got that and say, Ma, I'm here. I'm here. So I love that. So let me ask you something. This mother and father energy stepping forward. So are your parents crossed?
No, my dad is, not my mom.
Okay, so then I got dad in spirit, then I must have like a grandmother.
Mhm.
Wait a minute, do you have a mother-in-law in spirit?
Yes.
Oh, that's, I went to go to that level and she pulled me back to mother energy. So know that even though your grandmother is here on your mom's, well, both grandmothers, but let me just start with dad, because your father is just clapping and he's very, very excited that he gets to do this. He just said to me, was he not emotional?
No,
He just like, he wasn't emotional.
not really. No.
The reason why I as soon as I tuned into him, Lorraine, I just heard him say, or made me feel like, Stephen, I just wished I said more. I just wished when I was there, I said how much I love her, how grateful I am, how thankful I am. And I didn't. I just, and again, that's from his perspective. That's what he wants to just keep telling you. And how proud he is. But he keeps talking about an accident, in a car accident. And it feels like, Lorraine, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I can hear it should, he just said it should have been worse. It should have been worse. Was that him? Do you remember?
Well, him and my mom were in a bad car accident years ago, but that's not when he passed.
No. What
Yeah.
he's saying is, the great thing about Lorraine, what I love about what Spirit has showed me is that when they get into Spirit, they get to go back and see everything,
Yeah.
right? They get to relive things and see things it's like a movie, right? They get to see. And he's saying that when that happened, he just wanted you to be aware that there were angels and other loved ones in spirit that saved the two of them. But your mother is very, very connected to spirit. She's really connected. I don't know if she's also very religious, but I just feel like spirit, maybe I shouldn't say religious, but spirit, because I almost feel like she talks to angels, and I can see angels sort of around her, in her like sort of belief that the angels are there. Your Rose, what's Rose? What's the there's no name Rose, or like first name, middle name, either living or crossed, or a rose. What it feels like, Lorraine? It feels like there's a rose in something, on something, like on a gravestone, or a flower, or a rose. Maybe even at the service, like someone's service, and it doesn't have to be dad's. That maybe someone took roses, or someone did something with roses. Just make sure you keep it. Or rosaries. There's something very, very specific with who's Bob? Barbara? Bob? Who's the B name? Living or crossed, Lorraine? It's
My mother is Bernadette.
Oh, it's got to be that then. It has to be that, but there's another B too. I don't know if this is first name, middle name, but someone just said there's Bernadette, and then there's another. I don't know if was that name carried down.
My dad was Herbert, but he went by Bert.
Oh, so that would be the other being. So I love that everyone's giving that as a validation, including your dad. Your father though keeps talking about the stomach area. I don't know if this is about him or, but something starts there, or there's issues in the stomach. Was that him?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that man went when he decided to go. He was, no one was telling him when to go. He was going to go when he wanted to go. And you know, it's interesting, Lorraine. Your father said to me that his life changed the second part of his life, or I don't know if things opened up more, or his perspective was a little bit different. It could have been the last couple of months before he died, but something shifted. What was that?
Yeah. He did. It shifted. He said, I'm happy. He says the thing he said was, I'm happy with my lot. I'm good. He said, I'm not going anywhere right now, but I'm happy with my lot. He said,
Wow.
So he's happy with his life.
I love that, and I love that he wanted to give. And that, what is that, Irish lot? What?
I'm from Ireland, so
it's not a big mistake that I just finished with Patty with St. Patrick's Day, and I'm hearing the Irish song is pretty wild. So because they know I'm coming to you, the Spirit's gonna force me to go to where they need me to go. So, but the great thing is that when you were just talking about Ireland, oh my God, I hear bagpipes. I hear so much. I mean, I know bagpipes can be Scottish, but I hear celebration of all your loved ones in spirit on that side. And it's interesting, Lorraine, I don't know if you know exactly where in Ireland, but there's something either close to Scotland. There's something that's I don't know if somebody went back and forth, or I don't know what that is. I don't know if someone went to visit and then went to Scotland too, being in Ireland, but something sort of is very close to that area. So if you don't know, just make sure.
My grandmother was from Scotland, but my mom and my brother just went over from Ireland over to England to a funeral for my uncle. They just went over last week. So. Oh,
wow. And your grandmother was from Scotland?
Yeah.
Wow. So just know that grandma is, she's here. And, but I'll tell you, all your father does, Lorraine, is stare at you. I don't get to see that a lot. He's just keeps staring at you and just saying, I just hope she knows how loved she is, how lovable she is, and what she gives to this world, and what she gives to so many people. Wait a minute. With a yes or no, do you have just one child?
No, I have 3, but you've met one of them.
Oh, so I did a reading?
You did a reading, but then she met you in Vegas, I think, Cara.
Oh my God. No, in California.
Was it California?
Yes.
You were going downstairs and she was coming upstairs or something.
Yeah, I'm coming to the lobby with my husband. We just went running, and all of a sudden I hear Stephen the Medium, like in Santa Monica, California.
Yeah.
I get it. Spirit's getting really good because I can hear them really, really well. And then I love your daughter. Oh my God, awesome. The best. Oh my God, no wonder why they give me one kid, because I met one of the kids.
Yeah.
I love that. She's, oh my God, she's a darling. She's so pretty. And but just as sweet internally when we got to talk to her.
Yeah.
Stop me, which was very, very nice. But your father also just said he's with every single person. Your 3 kids just watching. But I'll tell you something. There's a child in spirit. Someone lost a child. Is that connected to you?
Yeah. It was before my last son. I had a baby that passed.
So you got to know that there's no way, Lorraine, that child was letting this end without just giving you the biggest hug and saying, I'm part of the family. And been part of this family every step and every walk of the way, Lorraine. And that's just such a testament to your energy and really who you are. So I absolutely love that. And your dad just said, oh, by the way, Lorraine, this is a good year. 2023 is a good year. It's a good year. And it's I don't know what it's necessary. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I know what that means. Yeah.
So if you get it, that's all that
do.
matters to me. And just know that your dad wants to leave.
I needed to hear that.
I love that, Lorraine. Thank you.
Thank
And when
you.
you see or talk to Kara, just
I will. I'm going to tell her I talked to you because I've tried a few times and I didn't get on. So now she'll be so happy.
I love that. Give her a big either a physical hug or virtual hug. Either one or the other. As a matter of fact, we'll be in California in a couple of weeks, so maybe I'll just have to reach out to her and say you better be there too. So
yeah,
which is a great thing. So okay. Lorraine, thank you so much.
You. And hugs to Elix.
Oh, thank you, Lorraine. He's gonna love that. Absolutely love it. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. So listen, I am so over. It's almost 9:00. I gotta finish. Thank you everybody for sending prayers. It meant so much to Elix and letting me do this. So if you're interested in a reading, just go to stephenthemedium.com. You can check me out. There's a lot of services there. I'll be making an announcements with my book as well as the next class coming. But I already have classes that like home studies that you can purchase too. So I hope everybody has the greatest night, and thank you guys. Love all you guys and have a great night.